Hi, my name's Rich Walker and I'm the Managing Director of the Shadow Robot Company. We're a UK and Spanish-based robot engineering firm specialising in the development of advanced high-tech robotic products. We're best known for making these fully humanoid robot hands. So this robot hand has the same size as your hand and the same range of movements as your hand. What's that good for? What can you do with a robot hand like that? Well, firstly and foremostly, it can be used to push the state of the art in robotics technology. Over the last 20 years, we've sold a lot of these robot hands to people who are at the cutting edge of research in robotics, who want to really show, firstly, that they have the real state-of-the-art hardware to do the cutting-edge research, attract the best researchers, and secondly, with that cutting-edge hardware, to really push the boundary on what you can do with that robot. A lot of our customers have won best paper awards at conferences, have gone on to have really interesting careers where they've just been snapped up following their PhDs by really exciting AI labs because they've done this really cutting edge research with robot hands. That's a fascinating area to be in, and obviously it keeps us excited and interested in making the best robot hand in the world. But that's not enough for us, really. We want to take this technology out of the lab and put it in the real world where it can be a benefit to people, where it can do really good things for you. So how might a humanoid robot hand help you? Well, imagine that your day job consists of doing something dangerous. You put on protective equipment, heavy gloves, face masks, breathing equipment to go into somewhere where the air is dirty, there are contaminants, there are chemicals that put you at risk. Wouldn't it be better to send that robot hand in instead of you? And that's one of the things we've been looking at with our teleoperation system. So the teleoperation system uses gloves that track your hand movements to replicate those on the robot hand. So the robot hand can do exactly what you're doing. That means that you can be in a remote location, maybe somewhere a long way away that's hard to get to, or a dangerous location, or just somewhere that frankly is better not to have a human in. We talk to a lot of people who are manufacturing medicines where they want to keep the medicine manufacturing process as clean as possible, and letting humans in there actually makes it less clean, less sterile, and less safe. So there you'd be interested in taking a robot hand like this and seeing what you could do with it. Could you pick things up, pick up tools? Could you open a bag? Can you take something out of the bag? And this is the kind of technology that we've been developing and applying. Now, over the last 2 years with the COVID-19 crisis, we've seen a huge interest in doing remote work, in doing remote operations. It's absolutely fantastic having a distributed supply chain across the planet, having manufacturing where it's most cost effective and where the resources are. But honestly, you're spending a lot of time trying to send people, skilled experts out there to understand what's going on, to check what's happening. And this kind of technology we think is really, really interesting there to make those supply chains, to make those production lines more scalable and more resilient to shocks like the COVID-19 shock. One of the other technologies that we're very excited by here is the whole AI and VR component. VR has been really, really interesting for us as a company because the technologies that you use to put people into a virtual world are also the technologies that you can use to put people into a remote location. If I'm wearing a headset that lets me see something in a virtual space, well, I can connect that headset to a stereo camera and that lets me see something in a real place. And I can use that to help eliminate distance, put the robot hands in another location and use a video headset to see what's happening there, to engage with people on the ground and to be able to do tasks. And with that, you can reduce the need to send skilled experts over long distances at short notice to fix problems that they could actually just do remotely if they could just reach out and flick a switch or unplug and plug in a connector or something. So this is a really exciting area for us. And something we're seeing with the development of Industry 4.0 technologies is that we're reaching the edge of what can be done by traditional automation. So a manufacturing line can be built to do a task really, really well. But if you wander around that line, you'll see a few humans doing things that are just too fiddly, too dexterous for the machines to do yet. How does this robot technology help there? Well, you can teleoperate the robot for the human to do that task, and you can capture and record that data. And that data is gold because that data allows you to train an AI system to do the same task. And we're starting to see research, for example, people like OpenAI have done very, very skilled manipulation tasks using these robot hands. The next generation of that, we think, will be to take production tasks, to take manufacturing tasks that are currently done by a human to get that flexibility and use AI and machine learning. Will be to take production tasks that are currently done by a skilled human and use AI and machine learning to do those tasks automatically by teaching a robot by demonstration, showing them how to do it. So you can take someone who's the expert, get them to demonstrate to the robot, and then replicate that across multiple robots. And that for us, we think is a really interesting way to push the technologies of Industry 4.0 further forward, faster and better. Now, the other area where a remote robot hand could be really, really exciting is when you need to do something in a hurry somewhere. I don't know if any of you have ever run a manufacturing facility, but if you have, you'll know there's always that terrible moment where you get a late night phone call from your shop manager going, one of the machines has broken and the only person who can fix it is halfway around the world and they can't be there for a week. So the line's down until they can get there. One of the things we think about these remote robot hand technologies is instead of having to wait half a week for someone to be available to travel to your site, you could have them today. You could have them straight away. They could just use a tele-robot, put some gloves on, put on a headset, and be in your site doing the task then and there straight away. And we think that has fantastic opportunities for improving efficiency and productivity across a really wide range of manufacturing and other industrial tasks. So today we're really interested in understanding what it is that people currently are having trouble doing because they have to send humans in and they just don't want to send humans in. It's a nasty job. It's a dangerous job. It's a hostile, it's just a difficult job to get a human to do. And can we use this robot technologies to do that? Or failing that, if we can't use the robot technologies to do that, that's also really interesting because that challenges us to make the robot better. These hands are the best robot hands in the world, but we're continuously improving them. So if you think you can see a way to do something with a robot hand, but you're not sure it's possible, please talk to us. And if it's not possible, then we've got a great challenge for our research colleagues who will be really, really excited to understand where the limitations are at the moment and then try and push that boundary forwards. Together, I think we can use robot hands to build a much more interesting and better future where human tasks are no longer being seen as drudgery and danger. They can be automated with this kind of robotic technology. So let's see what we can do to make it happen. Thank you very much.